I've spent a lot of time over the last month playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and I feel like I can probably do a review now because I've actually played all different modes for a significant length of time. There's quite a lot to it, even though there's no campaign. Like, there is a little specialist HQ thing where you can get tutorials on the different multiplayer characters, but playing against bots is not really playing the game at all. So for this review, we'll quickly dive into each of the different modes for about a minute or two, and then, talk about the package as a whole. The Blackout mode is Call of Duty's take on the Battle Royale, which has been the most popular game mode since, probably since TDM was invented. 100 people generally drop into an area, you've got no items, you have to pick them up off the ground. You do these little staging areas to let you have an idea of the map and the transitions you're going to get into. So like for instance, we can see the path of the helicopters is going to go through estates, firing range, river town, down towards the turbines and the factories. Most battle royales tend to be 100 people. COD goes for 88. I'm not really sure if it's just an engine limitation or if they feel it's better with 12 less people. I don't play much Blackout myself solo. I'm only doing it for the purpose of review because I don't want to get anyone else involved at the moment. It's too early in the morning for that. I tend to play it in duos or in quads with Matt and Joe because they're a lot better at this than I am. But basically you want to jump out the helicopter, you want to fly somewhere, preferably away from our people. Which at the moment I don't see anyone else going to this particular building. You want to find a gun, you want to find armour. A secondary can be nice, but as long as you've got a gun you can defend yourself. And you can go out into the world and try and find people to murder. And as the map continues, and after everyone's actually landed, it's going to pop up a little circle on the map to show you where you need to go. Because obviously having 100 people on a huge map, the odds of actually fighting each other are pretty slim. Unless of course people see you land and then murder you. Which is what's probably going to happen to me while I'm doing this review.
Sitrep. Potential collapse detected. Relocation to indicated safe zone is advised.
So you can see we're inside this circle. The big blue circle is the out of bounds area, and as it starts to shrink over time, it will do damage to people when they come in. So that's kind of Blackout. Like, as the game progresses, the circle gets smaller and smaller, people get forced into narrow areas, have to murder each other, and the last man standing or last team standing wins. If you're playing in cooperative, like duos or quads, if you get downed, you can get revived by your team, but most of the time people just finish you off pretty quickly because of the fact that your time to kill is relatively faster being Call of Duty and all. There's vehicles, you can find quad bikes, trucks, boats, helicopters, help you get around the map quicker, find more stuff to loot, find more things. Like it really is a loot-based thing where the more things you have, the more likely you are to succeed, but you can still just get shot in the head by someone if they're good. Which is generally what happens to me. I was kind of hoping to find someone to shoot for this review, but you know what? We haven't. So for the regular multiplayer, this is where I spent the bulk of my time because it's the most fun part in my opinion. Like, Blackout's fine, but when you die you don't get to play again for a while, so, at least with regular games like TDM, you get to come back. It does featured playlists, which will change regularly, like for instance, all Nuketown, all day, all night. Mercenary modes, so there's no parties allowed, stuff like that. Gun game was just added recently as well in a free patch. And then there's a lot of decent core modes to play, like different objective-based modes. Heist and Search and Destroy are both single life affairs, but Heist has you using money you get from kills to upgrade your weapons, perks, gear, kind of Counter-Strikey, which is kind of fun for this. Regular free-for-all stuff, domination, hardpoint. Kill confirmed and TDM are generally what I play most of, just because of the fact that you get to come back in quickly. Like the one life stuff is fun when you're playing as part of a group, but if you're playing with random people it can be quite frustrating. And I'm probably going to do terribly because I'm trying to talk for a review while playing the multiplayer, but that's okay. It'll be the same as I normally play anyway. So the main gimmick in multiplayer is you have a variety of different characters. Let's pick me as Firebreak, because I spawned into the lobby too late. Each of whom has different ultimates and special abilities. So like instead of just carrying frag grenades, specialists have gear they bring. Like Firebreak has a nuclear reactor, which can let him irradiate people through walls. Although of course I can just get shot in the head like that. I'll quickly go to the specialist screen just to show them off. Like there's people who've got flashbangs, grenade launchers, ammo packs for your team, claymores, razor wires, rolling mines that spawn and stun people. There's a good variety in the characters and no one feels particularly overpowered. Ajax used to, but they've reduced the amount of time his flashbang stuns you for to be slightly more reasonable from forever. But crucially, I never feel like I'm left without someone I want to play as. Like I normally tend to play as Crash just because of the fact that his ammo pack is a good source of points, because I'm generally bad at this to try and get score streaks. In Crash, getting more points per kill and getting points for healing people or for giving them ammo makes it a lot easier for me to get perks.
Losing the fight.
Now I've got the radiation ready,
Hostile UAV circling.
so we can radiate people through walls. Though if you do it too long, you'll hurt yourself. Yeah, multiplayer it's as good as it ever is in COD. Like it's what they call boots on the ground, but then some of the specialists like Rune have grappling hooks to get around quicker, which still feels balanced because of the fact that, you know, there's only one person who can do it. So it doesn't feel like everyone can do wall running and jumping and spinning around and all that other stuff. There's a lot of people up there. But yeah, the multiplayer is fun. Like it's Call of Duty multiplayer. You've probably played at least one of them over the years. If you haven't, this is probably the best one that I've played in years. Like I really enjoyed Black Ops 3's multiplayer, and this is more of that. Even though I'm pretty bad at it, I still have fun with it. We have the zombies part, which is slightly different this year, in that they've got the ability to create your own class loadouts for what perks you want to have where. You can choose special weapons to bring in, your grenades, your starting weapons, and the elixirs are kind of like the bubble gums from the older games, except that they just recharge. You don't have to actually find somewhere to buy them, which is kind of nice. You have different ones for the different setups for the old zombies characters and the new ones. You have the armory, which like before lets you customize weapons as you get kills with them in the game, and it comes with 3 game maps to start with. I have the classified one because I have the season pass, but there's Voyage of Despair in the Titanic, 9, which is in the Gladiatorial Arena, and Blood of the Dead, which is the remaster of the Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2, I think? One of the older Black Ops anyway. It's got the original Black Ops zombies crew anyway. I've played most of my time probably on 9, and I've got most of the kills in classified because I got very lucky with my weapons. But we're going to hop into a quick go at 9 here, because it's one of my favourite maps. We'll skip past the solo intro just because the intro is pretty cool, but it takes a while. The only reason I haven't spent more time playing zombies is just the fact that it requires a lot more time investment. Like, you can hop on and play 10 minutes of multiplayer and play 1 or 2 games. Zombies, if you're doing well, you're kind of playing it for an hour or so.
What? Wait a minute. Where's everyone else? Did they chicken out at the last second? I bloody
Fire of Ra has been claimed.
looking at me funny.
So yeah, there's zombies, and they're dressed like Romans. And you kill them. And you get points.
Good. It didn't explode. Never trust narcotic gases.
And because it's a gladiatorial arena, you can cut down these barriers to claim them, and then you can accomplish objectives as you go along, like get 6
But all I
equipment
really
kills.
recognize is growling crowds, poo on the ground, and a pervading sense of dread. Whew, could be Glasgow.
It could be. But yeah, zombies, it's pretty much the same as it previously has been.
Drunkard at last call, and still you come.
I quite like the 9 map the most out of them, just because of the fact that it's the easiest one to unlock the Pack-a-Punch machine on, which you need to upgrade your weapons to be able to get a fighting chance for later on. But it's also one of those things of... they're all fun for different reasons.
Such savagery!
Why, thank you! I...
5 consecutive headshots. Okay. So the points you earn can be used to open doors, get access to new areas, and to be able to purchase weapons off the walls. Buy was £2 grand.
Word to the wise, hold it in as long as you can. Oh, my poor wasted lungs. Hammer's at full charge. Strange how it acts almost as a battery.
So yeah, zombies. You kill them, you get cash, you open doors, you progress to other areas, get better weapons, upgrade them, earn perks, and you shoot zombies. You shoot a lot of zombies. It's worth mentioning that you shoot a lot of zombies.
Double
Like,
points.
a lot of zombies. That's kind of the Call of Duty package. It's got 3 distinct game modes, and whenever you tire of one, you're free to move on to the other. There's a couple of things I didn't touch on, like there's the fact that there's a whole thing with the progression system called the Black Market, where you play and unlock things, customization options for your characters, skins for your guns, that sort of thing. But I mean, it's all just filling bars really when you get right down to it. But yeah, it's an enjoyable package and something I'd recommend picking up as being your primary shooter for the year. If there's nothing else, the fact that Battlefield's disappointing. But yeah, it's good fun. Like, everything is enjoyable in its own different way. Like, I enjoy Blackout the least, but that's also because of the fact that I'm worst at it. The same way I don't enjoy the One Life multiplayer stuff as much as the regular stuff, because I tend to die a lot. But Zombies is great fun for when you're playing with your friends and just working on getting unlocks and the story and the achievements and stuff like that. And then multiplayer is great just for going in and shooting mans. And it's a great way to unwind after work. So yeah, there's just kind of something in here for everything. And while there's no campaign, the story that's unveiled in the special HQ seems like they would have had an interesting story if you did one. But what's here is a full and worthy package. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend buying it, especially with it being currently on the Black Friday sale at the time of recording. Like, it's a good value purchase. So yeah, Seedge says bye.